During World War II, many men from everyday jobs signed up to join in the war effort. They trained and fought as soldiers, but that did not mean they forgot their passions and expertise from peacetime. Neither did the British government. They created squads with special skills, honed in peacetime for a range of tasks. One such squad will go down to be called the Monuments Men. The Monuments Men were made up of museum curators, preservers, historians, architects, etc., who were in active duty. Their job was to recover and retrieve precious stolen artwork and items swiped by the Nazis. Items were ransacked from conquered countries. Even famous locations we know today, like the Louvre, were targeted by the Nazis. Of the many artworks they recovered, none stands out more than the Autosee salt mines in the Austrian Alps. Whereas Himmler wanted relics of the past, Hitler wished for artwork. He had intended for all the stolen treasure to feature in his Führer Museum in Linz, Austria. But the showcasing of his plunder would never come to pass. These were hidden away from the Allied forces. It was just by chance that the Allies learnt of Autosee. Captain Robert Posey, one of the men, a part of the Monuments Men, suffered a toothache whilst in the ancient city of Trier, eastern Germany. Both Posey and his associate and fellow comrade, Private First Lieutenant Lincoln Kirsten, were following a trail of recovering items. The locals knew what they were in charge of, and that they were involved with finding the stolen museum pieces when Posey, who had to get treatment for his tooth, went to a dentist. He was introduced to the man's son-in-law. This soldier was hoping to garner safe passage for his family to Paris, even though he had helped Hermann Göring, Hitler's second-in-command, steal a trainload after trainload of art. The son-in-law wished to exchange the location of Göring's collection as well as Hitler's stash in exchange, and so he told them of the location of Autosee. Hitler had claimed that Autosee was the perfect location to hide away his loot for his Linz museum. The complex series of tunnels that had been mined into the mountain for salt were perfect. The conditions inside were constantly between 40 and 47 degrees Fahrenheit, or 4 and 8 degrees Celsius, and a near constant 60 to 65% humidity. The deepest tunnels were more than a mile long and run deep into the mountain, protecting it from bombs even if its location was discovered. The Germans built walls, floor and shelving in a series of chambers along with workshops. Locals could recall from 1943 to early 1945 streams of trucks transporting tons of goods into the tunnels. In April 1945, the Allied troops approaching Autosee, Gerliter August Eigruber gave an order, following his interpretation of Hitler's Nero decree of removing anything that the enemy, so the Allies, could use immediately or within the foreseeable future for prosecution of the war had to be destroyed. As the stash fell under the wording of items or objects of value to the Reich, he ordered the demolition of the mines. 8 crates containing 1,100 pounds of explosives were moved into the mines to prevent the artwork from falling into enemy hands. Hitler had countermanded Einruber's order, but after his death, Einruber ignored it. His plans to destroy the artwork failed when a combination of local miners who wanted to save their livelihood and Nazi officials who thought the plan was folly rose up against it. They removed the 1,100 pounds of explosives and set up smaller charges towards the entrance. By the time Einruber learned of the deception, it was too late, and the artwork was sealed inside. A few days later, the Allies arrived. On May the 8th, 1945, the art depot was seized by the US Army. The Monuments Men, some consisting of Captain Robert Posey, Private First Class Lincoln Kirsten, who were both first in through the small gap in the rubble from the collapsed entrance, and George Stout, ventured into the mines. The entire depot within the mine housed some 6,577 paintings, 137 sculptures, 484 crates of other art. Other items stored in the mines included furniture, weapons, coins, and library collections, including some from Hitler's so-called Führerbibliothek. For those who don't know German, that translates to Führer Library. The contents included Michelangelo's Madonna, Jan van Eyck's Giet altarpiece, Vermeer's The Astronomer, and The Art of Painting, and many, many more. The Monuments Men and the military worked solidly to retrieve the stolen treasures to be brought to the central art collecting point in Munich. This retrieval was sped up due to the worry of items falling into Stalin's hands as the territory control was divided up between the Soviets, British, and the Americans at the end of World War II. But this is not the last we will hear of Altersee. For although the Altersee salt mines have been cleared in an area rumoured to have been mining for 3,000 years, there is more than one place for the Nazis to hide their loot. Thank you for watching, and to support our channel, please do not forget to subscribe.